There are a number of things to consider if you want to add some text to a drawing. This design here calls for a low stone retaining wall with a serpentine pattern running through there. It's holding back an embankment, and we'd like to put some notes about that retaining wall over in this zone. The first thing to consider is to set a text style. Click on the Text Styles Manager. I've created one called Arc Style, and it uses a font called Arc Style. To create a new one, it's just a matter of clicking on this New Text Style button here, and you have a choice of a lot of different styles. I could create one called Architect D, and I'm in the habit of naming my styles the same, I've got caps lock on, but not to worry, the same name as the font name. But for the moment I'm using Arc Style. It's got a green tick by it. It's the current style. What I'm going to do is set the height so that it is appropriate. I'll cancel. I've already put some text in. If I click on it, you notice the height is 350. So if I wanted the new text to appear at that height, what I need to do is go to Text Styles, Arc Style, click in here where height is and actually type 250, hit the Enter key, and we're done. Now we can put some text in describing how we want that stone retaining wall built. So we can say draw text, and we have a number of different types of text. Where you've got relatively large set of text, you might prefer to use multi-line text. That's this second option. You're asked to specify a corner and then another corner. So the text is going to go into a box, and the text will word wrap within that box. So we say low stone retaining wall, ensure proper drain channel at base, drain to underground sump, which we haven't put in yet, but it would be a good idea to have one in there, and we say OK. So in goes the text, and you can see if I select on that text, it's much too narrow. But all you need to do is just widen the text, and now the text has gone in. You could connect with a line that piece of text to the wall. So there's a label, low stone retaining wall ensuring proper drain channel at the base, draw into an underground sump. So I misspelled, so I can pick here, and rather than drawing to, we want it draining to an underground sump. So you can see my typing wasn't too flash, but it's no difficulty at all in labelling and changing your text editing. We don't have a spell checker in there yet, but it's quite a useful tool. We better take off the double L on channel. But you might like to start by putting some text in that way, and we're beginning to dress the drawing up. If we wanted to hatch that wall, give it a brick pattern or a stone pattern, we could do so. But I tend to leave hatching till I've completed the drawing. It's easy enough to hatch because it's a closed polyline, and it would only be a matter of going draw, hatch, choosing an appropriate hatch pattern from these, and we can just scroll down through the various patterns. That might well do as a stone hatch pattern, but we can do better, as I'll show you later. We can get a true stone hatching pattern. So the placing text is quite straightforward. Let's put some text in to indicate that this is a timber screen. This time we'd use draw text and single line text. So timber screen 90 mm posts, and OK. So in goes our piece of text. The height, that's interesting, which is just asking us for a height. We could type 350 or just indicate a height by clicking, and rotation angle 0. Those questions weren't asked when we were using the multi-line. So if we click in here, I'd probably be inclined to change that to 350 to match the other text in the drawing. Note that you can use modify and match properties. We could take that text, match the vegetables and the water feature and the house. See how the colour and the height of the text just changes by using that matched properties tool. Let's repeat it and pick these. So now we have all text in our drawing exactly the same height, which is how I would normally want them. We go into here. Now our drawing is showing. What we're missing is that text over there. So you could just simply pick that text up and move it and put it up in the top left. I don't want to change the scale in that floating viewport at the moment rather, because it all looks fine. So I'm selecting those. I'll move them from there and put them up there. Grab hold of that line. It's probably easier to erase it at this point. I'll just go into the landscape view. Does all our text show? Not quite there. We need to move the frame up a little bit. So if I select the frame, I just move that frame, that floating viewport frame up a little, that works. And now if I zoom in on the area, draw a line from that M text or multi-line text to there, we've achieved what we want. You could draw a small circle if you wanted to, center radius, centered on the end of that line, just draw it out, pick that circle and come down here and say yes, I'll have it filled. Now we've got a nice little indicator indicating that wall. Although I'll show you later that you can hatch that to give a stone look, I prefer more detailed text descriptions of elements within a design. Coming back here, just making sure that everything sits the way we want it. And right click. Good idea to always leave your drawing zoomed extents when you close it.